So the first one, obviously 4/9, we worked on repeating decimals. That's 0.4 repeating, or 0.44444. I'd sure much rather have 44 cents than 25 cents, so 25 cents is less. If you missed that, you had a calculator. I don't know. Number 2, if you have questions about it, ask me later, please. Number 2, you have a square root button on your calculator. Nobody should have missed number 2. You simply go 4.41 and take the square root. Or on mine, I think I have to do it first. Maybe not. 2.1. There's the answer. Nobody should have missed that. No one. Okay? Number 3. Remember we talked about square root of a fraction is the square root of the numerator over the square root of the denominator. So that would be just 10/12, which reduces to 5/6. And it's negative. D. Please stop clicking, whoever's clicking their pen. Okay? If you missed that, fix it. Number 4. Stop. Okay. 174.6. I don't understand where you guys are. I guess I don't understand the confusion on problems like this. Because this is saying, I want to estimate to the nearest whole number and place this on the number line. So 174.6. What is that closest to? Okay? Well, I'm going to use my calculator. 174.6. That's 13.2-ish. Okay? So what two numbers does 13.2 fall between? 13 and 14. Where is 13.2 on the number line? There. There. That should have been easy peasy mac and cheese, right? I mean, that's all we're asking. Okay. Same with this one. A lot of you missed this one. Well, I know negative radical 81 is negative 9, and I know negative radical 100 is negative 10. So it's between negative 9 and negative 10. Because radical 95 falls in here, negative. Mateo, up here. So where is that? Well, it's closer to negative radical 10 than radical 9. It's right there. 6. Are irrational numbers always, sometimes, or never real? Okay, if you look at that diagram, the irrationals and rationals are all under what umbrella? Real. They're all real. We haven't talked about any that are not real unless we divide it by 0 value, the only way. So they are all real always. Are integers always, sometimes, or never rational? Is an integer, can an integer be written as a fraction?
Nah.
Yes, every integer can be written as a fraction. It's rational. Okay? It's always rational.
What, you said? Oh, I read it.
Sure, think about it. Negative 2 over 1.
I got it.
2 over 1. Those are both integers.
What about your Oh!
What is an integer? What's that you say? An integer is a number we'll learn about today. It comes in negative and positive. That much is always true. Never a fraction or a decimal is what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
But it's not a fraction other than over 1.
Oh.
Okay, moving on. What is the square root of 121? 11. 11 is all of these. What is negative 12 over 2 reduced? Negative 6. That's an integer. It's also real and rational. It's not whole. Those, again, those should not be difficult. Those should have been gimmies. Okay? On this one, I changed this, so you didn't have all these numbers. Which ones did you have? I know you had that one. I know you had that one. And what else? Square root of 55? Okay. So, this one really was disturbing to me because all you had to do is in your calculator, I couldn't believe some of you put 4 and 3/100ths over here. 4 and 3/100ths is barely more than 4. This is 5 and 6/10, or 5.6. This one is between 7 and 8. This one is negative 6, exactly. And this one is between -3 and -4, closer to -4. That one was not supposed to be that difficult. I couldn't believe how many people missed part of that problem. Yes.
You counted me wrong, but then you just did what I did.
Look closely. I probably circled the one that wasn't right.
Yeah, you gave me -1/2.
Right. There's one I
It's
would.
wrong, but you put it in the wrong place.
All right. What is 0.7 as a fraction? I'll look at it, Sam. 7/10. What is a fraction? It's real and it's rational. What is -1/30? You guys, you had a calculator. This is when it kills me when you have a calculator and you still get these problems wrong. 1 divided by 30. It's 0.03 repeating. Okay? And we have to be precise. We have to attend to precision. If it's a negative problem, you need a negative in your answer. So it's -0.03 repeating. That is real and it's rational. It's rational because it can be written as a fraction. It is a fraction to start with. We already, remember when we spent all that time changing fractions into repeating decimals? The point of that was to realize they're rational. That's a good choice, Tanner. Okay, 13. What is radical 40 rounded to the nearest tenth? Why not use my tools, like my calculator? 6.3. Some of you rounded wrong, believe it or not. Okay? So nearest tenth, 6.3. Where is that on the number line? Okay, that was probably, it should have been the easiest problem on the quiz. Number 14. And I'm not saying that to be mean. I just want you guys to really believe in yourselves and, get the problems right that you should be getting right by utilizing your resources and using your brains and thinking, not rushing. Okay, where does negative radical 72 fall? Well, negative radical 81. Okay, and what's before it? Negative radical 64. So that's -8 and -9. So what is negative radical 72? 72 is 8.5, and it's negative. Some of you did not put the negative. Here's -9, it's right there. Whoops. Okay? This one was just like the review. Radical 95, does that come out to be a nice number? No, it's irrational and it's real. All of them are real, right?
Right.
None of you should have had anything that wasn't real. 30 divided by 6 is 5. That's a whole number. Remember, if it was whole, it's everything to the right except irrational. Just like the Venn diagram. This simplifies to be -9. That's an integer, rational, and real. This one is a terminating decimal, rational, real. This one's a fraction, rational, and real. Pretty basic. We spent a lot of time doing that. I really wanted you guys to get that. Okay, this one I used as the bonus, although you should have been able to get it. Find the perimeter of the square. Okay, how long is each side length if the area is 144? So if area equals 144, the formula for the area is side squared equals 144. So what squared is 144? 12. If one side's 12, what's the perimeter of the square? 48. 48 miles. I treated that as a bonus, even though you should have been able to get that. See what you had to do to get that problem? You had to find one side by taking the square root, and then you had to go, what's the perimeter, and answer the question. Yes, Brian.
I wrote 288 and you said I got it right.
No, I just didn't mark it wrong because it's a bonus. Bonus, I don't mark wrong there.
288?
Okay. That's because you divided by 4 and got 32.
I divided by 2 then multiplied by 4.
Why would you divide by 2?
You
Squaring is times itself. Some of you guys are still making that mistake.
Right.
Hopefully not in the replay.
Okay.
The area of a local skate park is a square. It's a square. And we know that its area is 54,289. How long is a side? Take the square root of both sides. I mean, that was what we were working on, right, guys? So what is it? What was it?
233.
233 feet. Okay? Not supposed to be hard. It's just like the practice test, too. Some numbers are both rational and irrational. False. They're opposites. You guys know, the prefix ir means the opposite of the other one. Every rational number is real. True. Rational numbers cannot be written as a fraction. That's the opposite. They can. False. 0 is irrational. False. It's a whole number. It's real. It's rational. Almost everybody got that, but I don't know. Very few of you got that it's both. Because when you take the square root of both sides, okay, it's plus or minus 14. Because what are the solutions? 14 and negative 14. Okay? So, I'm going to put this video in Classroom. Go home, watch it, practice some more, and then when you're ready to retake, you have today lunch after school, tomorrow before school, lunch after school, and Friday before school or lunch.